Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here. Welcome back to hanging with me with Terra in the R&D. Shit, that rhymes. Nice. But yeah, I've been working on my kingdom the last little while. The last few videos, you may have noticed the videos have slowed down. Well, that last video I showed you how fast my build goes. Block per block, block every 10 seconds kind of. That's why they slowed down. Well, I had enough of that slow-ass term, holy crow, pull my out kind of building for a little bit, and I wanted to do some faster-paced stuff. So I got into the R&D, and I decided, well, I got some settlers. I ain't got no king. So I figured I'll try and build up a king bot here. So I figured I better start with a feat first, eh? Give him a good something to stand on. And I'm going to try and have him so, like any good king, he can go and fight too. I don't want him just to be a chicken shit king that hangs out behind the walls and doesn't ever do anything. That's no frickin' good. So we're going to try and give him a little fearsome look. Give him some firepower, some protection in that. Going to use a bunch of these Hawkeye armor blocks. Because the Hawkeye blocks, all the black ones are supposed to be armored. As a standard. So that's pretty damn sweet to remember. It should help. So as you can probably guess, I've sped this up a wee bit. It took me over an hour to get this guy right. By the time it was said and done, the whole process was about an hour. So I got her all kind of going here just the way I like. Oh, and speaking of like, if you happen to like what you're seeing, you know where I'm going with this, right? Throw the like down below. Hit that thumbs up. I'll appreciate it. I always do. The support is always welcome. Just like you guys. You know, if you had something you thought of, you just wanted to say, those comments are there for that. Give them a try. I do once in a while. I like responding to them. The interaction is key. The other one, like I always say, touch that dang subscribe button if you haven't. Just make sure that thing will work. Because other than that, who knows? We might have a big bug on our hands with YouTube. Huh. Maybe we'll be a problem solver. No, probably not. But hey, subscribe anyway. That way you can get the latest videos I got to offer, and you might just be interested. Yeah, wow, I just butchered English on that one. But anyway, as you can tell, I got a little balance issue I was worried about, so I'm throwing some gyros at it. Get some batteries up here for extra extended power. Because, playtime is fun time. And fun time is killed by no shields. And, well, blowing up sucks. So when I originally started this, I had the kids kind of wanting to play games, and they were talking at me, wanting this, wanting that. So I kind of proposed to them, hey, why don't we each build a settler? Or, what they thought was a better idea is, I want to build a king. I want to build a king. I want to build a king. The third one was me. Yeah, that was me. I want to build a king. Because I figured I'll build a king, they could build some settlers. Well, they all wanted to build a king, so I decided, hey, we could have a little build-off. So my daughter, she set out first to try and build a king. I gave her, or a queen actually, no, I didn't really say it had to be a king, didn't have to be a boy. So I gave her kind of a guideline. That white thing back there has rough dimensions, because, we have a doorway and stuff to fit through. And this guy, he ain't really, doesn't matter if he can get into the little hallways. A king doesn't go down into them dark hallways. He has his servants and subjects to do that for him. So he could be a little bigger. Well, she ended up building something a little bigger than even what I had hoped she'd stay within. And you'll see. I put it on at the end here. It's pretty cute, I like it, but it just doesn't say king to me. So I'm just kind of trying to get it to kind of have everything I want in it, as far as bubbles and power and balance and armor and rockets. Rockets are a king's best friend. Because I got one requirement for them: they have to be able to fly up at least a little bit, just for getting on and off ramps, because those sometimes will screw up even on the cabs. even though they are the best for driving on stuff, because they'll transition ramps usually before anything else will. So sometimes you need a little extra boost. So I like to have them be able to fly at least a little bit. But, you know, the more the better, you know. This guy is going to be a battle tech. He might just have to fly to escape. Who knows? It probably won't really work for him because he'll be too slow, and they'll just track him on the ground, and when he lands, he'll just get blown up. But who knows? Everything works out good. He don't have to run away. He just flies when he wants to go somewhere special. So far I got the bubbles kind of wrapping them pretty good. That big health bubble ain't really quite cutting it on the bottom there. Doesn't go down to the whole feet. So I don't know. Might have to add some more into there later. Yeah, I think the hardest part I've always found with making robot or kind of humanoid kind of techs is just trying to get them to look nice. Because it's easy to slap a bunch of blocks in the general human shape and just say, yep, I'm done. But have everything in there, have it all look really cool, and function, and actually do more than just drive around. Like, this thing to fly reliably is kind of where the challenge starts coming in. I actually varied from my original idea. I wanted to use the rotors more, but I'm not sure what's going on. For some reason the rotors didn't really want to attach very good or at all in some cases, so I wasn't really sure what was going on. I just gave up on them. Decided to say, okay, it's gonna do it. I was going to use them instead of the boosters, but well, boosters are attaching. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just overlooking something. Something might have been in my way, I don't know. Had too many kids, or the two kids kind of yipping back and forth and everything else going on, the frickin' dog and all that fun stuff. Jesus. I was almost getting a tumor. Never good to have a tumor. And most of the time, like anything with this game, when you want to make something with detail, it gets real tricky to keep it small. And while right around in this spot's where I kind of need the most detail, with the being the head and the shoulders, because if you get it too crowded, it just looks like a big lump of black, or whatever colors you happen to use. So I kind of like those little ones there, and use it for like a neck. Give him a neck bone. It might even attach to a backbone somewhere. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm doing a lot of looking. Little things here and there that just, no, I don't like that, no, let's try this. And oh, that's honestly one of the big reasons why I don't do a lot more full build videos, especially on like the extensive builds like this guy. Like I said, this is about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes total to build this guy. I just sped it down into like 20 some minutes, or sped it up into 20 minutes. But yeah, like a lot of looking around. I don't know, I get real picky sometimes, and then when things, you know, don't quite look right, you know, I gotta fix them. I have a hard time not fixing stuff like that. It drives me crazy. It does. I don't think it's OCD or whatever, but you know, it's the aesthetics of it. It's not that it has to be perfect or symmetrical, it's just it didn't look great. Most of the time symmetry does offer better visuals, because the balance. That's actually a challenge in itself. I've tried it once or twice. Just, I don't think I've ever really recorded it, but make something that just crazy, wild. Doesn't have any symmetry really. There's no focus. There's no, you know, keeping it balanced or even. Just make something just abstract almost, and it's very reliable and very functional and work and look good. Has to look good. It's actually quite a bigger challenge than I thought it would ever have been. And I don't mean like just one block difference per side. I mean like noticeably different. Like say somebody with the man and woman makeup for Halloween. You know, half is woman, half is man on the face makeup, clothes and everything. Something to that extent, and still have a good-looking, very effective, efficient tech. If anyone's up for the challenge, good lucks. I take that challenge once in a while, and so far I have not impressed myself. So I don't know, that doesn't really say much. A couple of tries, it's hard to do any impressing of anybody, really. We're kind of getting up to the top here where I figure I gotta be thinking about a crown. And this is where I think the new Viking hat will work out just dandy. Oh yeah, that looks kind of crown-like, almost cool looking. Would have been nice to have the red horns go all the way around it though. But that's always something that could change down the road. As you probably noticed, I've changed little things here and there maybe 4 or 5 times depending what it was. And who's to say it's not even going to change once more. There's one thing I have noticed with this, my guy's a little wider than I wanted. Originally I set out to have him 15 blocks wide, and I think I'm at 18 or 19. 17 to 19 I'll say. So I'm not sure if the door, my front gate, will allow him in height wise. I think it will, but it's just going to be tight. I can't remember, I forgot to count, so I kind of boo-booed. Doesn't really matter, this guy can fly over the wall. If everything works out the way I plan, he will anyway. I don't have no rockets on him yet. But I did throw some armpit missiles under there and a repeating rifle. Starting to get some armaments up there on the hands. I already got some cruise missiles on the shoulders there. And no, I didn't put a gun between his legs this time, like I did with the last robot. I did put a laser pointer though on the radar. So he's got a one nut. He's a one nut king with a laser pointer scepter. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. So yeah, I think that looks kind of cool right there. Reminds me of Transformers, which I think most robots in Terra Tech are gonna do, remind people of Transformers. Just put any guns on it anyway. Well, I don't know, that's not too shabby, but just too dark. Gotta lighten it up a little bit. Give him some fingers here, maybe that'll help. And use some of these venture brackets just to lighten the mood. You know, want it easy going. He's supposed to be a happy king. Because he looks so frickin' fearsome, no one messes with him. Ah, lets off a little steam once in a while, you know, you gotta keep them guns ready. Just so we can see what we're shooting at. And steering is always vital. Very important. If you can't steer, you're gonna hurt your rear. Now we get into the fun part. Let's see if we make it fly. I know I'm waiting kind of... Oh, that's what I thought it would do. He's tired. But yeah, I waited a little long to start incorporating rockets. But I only did so because I already had a pretty easy plan to fix it in case it went wrong. But I was just hoping that he'd have some kind of a little jetpack. So it actually looks believable why he has rockets where they are and why they're flying him. But we'll try the old rocket boots idea, since too much up top, just flipping them right over. It's too back heavy though, or too back heavy on the thrust, meaning it's all behind the center, or like a center of mass or whatever. I've seen some people refer to it as COM, and when they spell it, it's like capital C, capital O, capital M. Well, really, that says come. And without the E, that just starts getting dirty. I know it's supposedly a U, but anyway. So, center of mass. I ain't lazy talker, I'll say it full. Now, this is one problem I was having with the rotors. Like, look at that. Do you notice anything? Maybe right at the very bottom. Maybe the heel kind of spot screwing it for going on there. But I don't know. Because it fits on. Oh, I guess I never tried the small one. I should have. That would have answered my question. Oh. Those are supposed to be backwards in hopes that it'll keep it sort of straight. So that didn't work. Fail. Yep, the recoil effect won't help stand it up either. But it does drive around fairly decent. It's not the best turner of... look at that high-speed teardown. So yeah, we get rid of the rocket boots. And what I ended up doing is I put the rockets down in the feet. So those angled armor bits at the front, I took them all out. And then I put the 4 rockets in each leg. Right down low too, but center kind of location, so it should be straight up when it picks up on the center of mass. Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, I just kind of seal up all the attach points, make her look a little prettier, give her a little extra gun power here, firepower I mean, with the missiles. I know they screwed the range on them, but I got hopes that they'll bring it back at least a bit. As far as the missiles go, I know there's been lots of speculation, lots of concerns, lots of suggestions. A lot of them by me. But once more, to the devs that may and hopefully have happened to watch some of my videos, and if you're watching this one, at least triple the frickin' range of the build limit. You know what I'm saying? If I can build 64 blocks long, 64 blocks tall, I should have, what would that be? 128, 192 blocks of range. That would work. Because then you actually get time that the missile can target, fly past the nose of your tech. This is my concern. I got a big monster that this range on the missile is just throwing a big screw into. Because if I fire, my range kicks in about 10 blocks past the nose of my tech. So by the time those missiles get to that enemy tech, it's already up my nose and my missiles are hitting myself. Really not frickin' cool, you know. Hours and hours going to waste just because of that. And what bums me out is I had 3-pound cannons on it and I switched them to missiles. Now I gotta switch them back or hope that the range gets fixed. But I know that they think that the range is good and it's alright for flying, and honestly it's not. They, hate to say it devs, you copped out. You took the easy way out on balancing them. Should have just put in the countermeasures. Fix the flat cannon. Make the minigun track missiles. Make a new minigun that only tracks missiles. That was a suggestion I put in. I like that one. But yeah, if you guys don't like those missiles, tell them. They need to hear it. Because with those missiles you can do some pretty ingenious little tricks with them as far as protection and making them work with. Like when they first had their crazy long range, my elevator base, if you haven't seen that, I'd check it out if you like Terra Attack. It is friggin' sweet. Fully working elevator. Oh yeah. 3 helipads, 3 choppers, 6 dudes that got carried into battle, 2 massive elevated turrets or suspended turrets. Was sweet. It's actually in the most ingenious tech ever contest right now. And hey, if you guys like Terra Tech, and if you want to throw some likes around on a forum for some really cool techs, hit the forum, find the thread. That way you can vote for me. Or any of the other guys, you know, that you might like their techs. You can vote as many times as you want. But hey, don't forget, find them. Like them. And once again, like mine, it's worth winning. I don't know what the prizes are, but yeah, even if you have something you want to enter, throw it up there quick. Deadline's tomorrow, Friday, December 2nd. So if you can make it, get something in there. You never know, you might win. And vote for me. Nah, that's the own thing. Vote for who you like. I haven't voted for anybody, even though I like all of them, just because it is so close. I'm not gonna have my vote be the one that causes a stalemate or costs me the win. That'd be stupid. So I don't know. I figure I'll just stay neutral. So he's coming along pretty nicely. He works fairly good. So you can see the firepower should be effective. He flies not too shabby now. I think he's turned out quite nicely. But he is just the first version. So like I was saying, my daughter, she got a bit of a build on here, and she was making her version of a king/queen. Because I should have just said, yeah, it can be a queen. Never even thought, I just thought kingdom, king. So I'm not exactly sure how she was building it, but the way she described it is this is supposed to be like its robe/belt kind of wardrobe. The downside is she already had one built, but I had forgot to tell her that it either has to have caps or cabs for wheels or the other Hawkeye wheels. So she had to start over, which was good because she had already built too big with the last one. So this time I just made her, I better explain myself, actually, is what I was hoping she would follow as guidelines. And I think she did. She stayed within the sizes and used the right wheel so it would function. She does have a thing for using these colored blocks. That's one of the reasons I asked her. I was hoping she'd get creative with them and use some colors, and yeah, she did not disappoint, that's for sure. I think she tried to use every single color again. Yeah, I remember her saying that this is supposed to be the king's sacred jewel or so, and it's kind of in the center so it can be protected. She has one good imagination, that's for sure. And like I said, she knows how to use her colors. I've always liked purple and green together. It's a nice color combination, especially when it's the right shades of each. Wow, she's really spinning around there quick. You'd almost think I sped up the video. Whoa, we get dizzy doing that. What the heck was she doing? Jesus. I think she fell down and spun her head around. Okay, now she's back to building. She must have did like I do. Take a minute and just look around wildly and see what kind of ideas pop up. Oh, we're getting a little Christmassy look going on here. Oh, we got some blue, and the yellow was kind of getting it away from the Christmassy look. But while we kind of got a minute here, watching her build away, I would like to say and remind you that if you guys got a cool original tech, I got what I'm trying to have become as a Saturday showcase auditions, and you can throw your techs on there, take an in-game snapshot, post them on there. If it's a complicated tech, has instructions or tricky to use, throw them in there, let me know them. Multi-text, throw the save in there, your game save, if it works. Like if it's the easier way for me to use your text, I don't want to spend hours putting your tech together, it's going to take away from the experience. But like what I'm getting at here is I'll more than happily make a video for the cool and original text, and we'll have them on the showcase Saturday. I've had a few that I've made so far that have been pretty good. And like always, you know, they're only as good as the texts that are in them. And I know a lot of you guys and players out there, you make some awesome stuff. So if you'd like to share it, throw it on there. The link's down in the description. Showcase auditions. And from there, after the videos are done, I post them up on my other thread, the Reaper's Playground. So she's starting to get her a little filled in here now, getting her built up a wee bit. I think she's got 2 or 3 more color rainbow stripes around there. Which is fitting because her username is Rainbow12. So she almost needs like a few more stripes and she had 12. Oh, she stalled out. No, she's going for the 12 colors. Now, for some reason, I think she likes to use every single color, every time. Because she seems to do quite a few of these ideas. And then she did like different shapes, whatnot, different theme, but a lot of color use, so, which is nice. Because a lot of what I end up seeing is, like with that castle recently, is gray. So much gray. And some black. A little bit of green. That's a lot of it. Really it is. Oh, here she is, getting into the flesh tones. Oh, maybe that one's the pink block. That's one nice thing. Those flesh tone blocks, those are one of my prizes. I had a contest a while ago. I think it was a colored block contest, if I'm not mistaken. It might have even been the one for Cat's Last Day. And you're allowed to pick a colored block. What the next color would be. Well, I picked flesh. And since, you know, hey, flesh doesn't only come in one color, Jason, one of the art team, he was nice enough to make us 5 flesh tones instead of just the one. Kinda newly acquired fleshy colors. I think this is about the right time to call this one at an end. So if you happen to like what you saw, you know, throw that like down below, hit the thumbs up, you know, I'll give you one back. Give you doubles. Or, you know, subscribe to the channel. That way you can get the latest videos I have to offer, and I'm kind of hoping you're interested in. Or, you know, comments. Feedback is so damn helpful, you guys probably know. Throw it at me. Let me hear what you got to say, what you think. Even if you just want to say hello, throw it down there in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Because, you know, that's the only way I'm going to get better, is by learning. And I can only learn so much on my own. So until next time, everybody, keep being awesome and keep having a good one. Bye.